Okay, so a new patch came in for the AFK journey and the underduels got updated as well. I will go through the old teams that have been working well for me, as well the teams that I think that will be part of the new build options after the patch. First of all, the Sylvina still works. Before the patch I was actually struggling to get 2000 elo, it was actually pretty hard. After the patch, I don't know what changed, but it felt like the opponents became weaker and it was easier to gain elo. I'm now above 2000 because of this, I think. The Sylvina is still pretty easy to counter when you play against it. If you know what you are doing, simply let the enemy Sylvina hit one of your immortal units or your tank and you should be good to go. Other than that, the Graveborns didn't receive new units, so they are working just as well as they used to. The Lightbearers, on the other hand, did receive a new unit, a Walker. I think in the usual build, Goran can be replaced with this new unit if you do not get Goran himself. Actually, I'm not sure if he's even in the game anymore, but these are the current options for the Lightbearers. Of course, there are some specific relics regarding all of my examples, which force you to use some other builds, and some situation requires you to use some other units, but the units or builds that I go through in these examples are the common ones that you should go most of the time. Here's a Miral example for the Lightbearers. Okay, let's go to the Wilders next. The Wilders actually received a quite good new unit, the Florabelle. She can pretty much replace anyone in the old meta, which is shown in the screen right now. But not much else to say about the Wilders, still pretty strong. And lastly, the Maulers, which is my favorite faction, or at least used to be. Here you can see the old meta that I used to do well with, but I'm not sure if Shakir is still on the game, which was actually the key unit for this build to work. So the new Mauler team looks more like this, and is more heavily based on the ranged damage than before. And that concludes this video. If you're new to this game mode, building these teams should provide you some basic success.